Hello, everyone. I'm Evi from Evi ART Voyage. And today we're going to paint this colorful tangerine for New Year's Eve thematic. But we're also going to repeat the classical sphere structure of light and shadow. Yes, it's never-ending story that one can train and repeat once and once again. This is one of the drawings I did last year, so this will be my inspiration for today, but we'll try to do the other side, the tangerine, the shadow on the left side, like here, and the light, yes, is going to be coming from the right top corner. Yeah, let's start. Let's start with the sketch. Previously, I'll show you. I use simple tape, yeah, to cover the borders. Sometimes I use thin one, sometimes thicker, depending how I want my borders to be. Yes, this one I'm planning to do like a postcard. So I want, yes, the white lines to be thicker. Yeah, I think it will look nicer. Yeah. I have done a pencil sketch, but I'll show you, yes, the sketch story with the blue marker, just because, yeah, so it's visible on for you on the screen. So if I'm planning, yes, to place my tangerine, of course, more or less in the middle, but I also have to remember to place the shadow and the leaf. Yeah, so it's all symmetrical. Not that I think just about these two, and then I place them here, and then I have no space for the shadow. Yeah, so with experience, you think already from the start. Yes, if not, then you just erase and correct. So I will go firstly with the stick, more or less. Yeah, I plan where maybe it could be. Yes, and this time I'm gonna make a leaf going somewhere here. So here will be somewhere the meeting place of my tangerine. Yeah, I'm not trying to make a perfect circle, yeah, because it's also the, you know, it's tangerine, not really perfect. So yeah, and here I'm going to do some leaf, maybe turning this way. Yes. Like this. Yes, then I will have shadow as well. Yeah, well, I can also color it with the pencil at once. Something going here. Then there will be the shadow from the leaf as well. And yes, just like here, we have our falling shadow. Yeah, so one of the classic rules, you remember, the shadow is the darkest, yes, where it's touching the object, and then it goes, yeah, lighter and lighter. Yeah, it's just approximately like this. And then lighter and lighter. So let's again repeat all the basic rules. So the light is going from here, then it's logical the cast shadow is on the opposite side. Then we have a highlight. That's where the light, yes, is falling in perpendicular way, somewhere here. Usually I don't even mark it with a pencil, yes, not to leave any pencil marks, but I've marked it now for you, so you know. So this is the lightest spot. Sometimes you can leave it even white, but it's also sometimes good, yeah, to do a little bit, yeah, the tone of the object. It depends what you're painting. Then we have the light part. Yes, so this the line, yes, where the light changes the shadow. Generally, it also depends how far away is your light. Yes, imagine if I would have the lamp very close, that the light part would be smaller. Yeah, and the opposite, then if I go up, 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 then the object will have more light, yeah, and the shadow will be smaller. As now it's imaginary object, then yes, I can also invent myself where this line is living. Yeah, so I have this shadow line somewhere here. And let's talk again about what's all the story with this mid-tone of the light part, then mid-tone of the dark part. What is the reflected light? So reflected light, it happens because the light is falling, yes, and we imagine that we have some kind of table, so the object is not in the air, and it falls to the table, and then it reflects back to the object, yes. So if the table is white, here it will be lighter, yes. So this part will be, so it depends also, of course, usually look at the nature object and you see, yes, but it's usually somewhere in this part. But what happens, it can never be lighter than anything on the light side. Yes, so I make it lighter than the shadow, but I still include it in all this story of the shadow. Yes. And then the midtones. Yes. So the midtone is when we have the highlight, then we have the light part, and then it changes. It starts changing to the shadow. Because the object is spherical, yes, it's going to be changing in this way. If we have a cone or cylinder, and then the story is different. Yes. The most issues people usually have exactly with these middle tones, but it just, you have to remember that any mid-tone here that I put, yes, it should always be lighter than anything in the shadow part. Yes, and the opposite, anything in the shadow part, yes, this reflection, these mid-tones of shadow, they are still darker than anything on the light. Yeah, otherwise you will see something like jumping out. Yeah, so even now my reflection is jumping out. Yeah, so I cover it back again. Just make the shadow part a bit darker if I need, yes, to show the difference. But still, this one can't be lighter than anything here. Yes, and we have this falling shadow of the leaf. Yes, here. So something like this is our story. I advise you to read once again about all these highlights, reflection, yes, and with time it will become already more and more clear, yes, each time. Yes. Okay. All right, that was the sketch. Let's move to the paints. I'm doing gouache paints. That's children, yes, set of 12 colors, so nothing fancy. Yeah, let's see how it works. This one away. This one somewhere here for inspiration. Yes, and so I usually start with the lightest parts. and then I go darker. Yeah, I take orange, and then I take white. Yes, and then I'm gonna mix them, and I will work on the highlight part. Here I take some white. Yes, and of course, a tiny bit, yeah, just a little touch to the orange. Yeah, so I get this, yeah, it's almost white. Yeah. And then I color my highlight. So I have it. Then I don't spoil it, don't forget it. Yes, and I can also do maybe some light parts here. Later, I'm gonna make them all darker. Yes, because this should be the only light spot. Yes, we also don't have to forget that the leaf will also have the highlight story. Yes, and then I take a little bit more orange. And I add it here, and then I can continue creating my story with the. Yes, then it's a good exercise for blending. Yes, what I do to blend, I clean my brush, I clean it, and then with the clean brush, I blend it, yeah, in between. Yes, and if it gets, for example, maybe my highlight spot is too big. Yes, because tangerine is not so big. Then I add a bit of paint, clean my brush, wipe it, not so wet. Yes, and just a few touch-ups, then I blend it out. Later, when it's dry, then I can work a bit more on it. Yeah? So a bit more color, some color here. Yes, I can actually, for example, go and also do my reflection color. Yes, because it's also light. But later, of course, then I will make it darker again. Yes, I'll paint here also under the leaf, also although there will be shadow. Yes. This is. Yeah, maybe not very juicy at the moment. Let's try maybe do a bit more juicy. Yeah, so no white, just pure orange. And I also kind of blend it in. Yes, tangerine, it has also structure. So I kind of do a little bit dotting here on the light part. So then it feels a bit the material it's made of. Yes, it's skin. And then maybe I can clean something a bit here. Yes, it's also not going into details too early. That's a typical mistake. I do it all the time, and then I have just kind of grab myself by paint and just stop it. All right, let's go for the shadow part and blend it out. I'm going to take some brown. Let's see how it mixes. Yes, I'm taking some brown. Brown and a bit more orange. Nice, looks good. Yes, and then I go for, yeah, so maybe not too much. I don't want too much water. I want it to be still a bit thick, so not transparent. Yes, shadow. So later I will go and make it darker. Now I wipe it usually like this, my brush. And then I kind of blend it a bit. So it's clean and half dry brush. Yes, not too much, but you feel it. You feel it how wet is your brush. Yeah, and then I work here a bit more. Okay, let's add a bit more intense. Yes, so just more paint. Yeah, fighting here between brown and orange. Not to make too brown, not to make too orange. Nice, something like this. Yeah, looks too brown. Yeah, so in the end, it's good to make it a bit more juicy. So let's have it like this. Yes, and here. I can also maybe start my shadow. Yeah, not losing the reflection, but also making it dark. And then I clean now quickly my brush. So it's dry and I can go again directly to orange. Yes, and here I work here on this border. Yes, I want to make my orange, sorry, tangerine juicy. Yeah, because it got a bit too pale. Yeah, and again, if it gets too much, I clean my brush. Yeah, and then maybe I go a bit more. Yeah, then it's also good. Wait till it's dry, and then I can, of course. All right, I'll wait till it's dry, then I will work on it a bit more. Yeah, but still it looks good for the first touches. Yeah. All right, then let's go for green and then for the shadow. Yes, I have darker green and one lighter, one darker. Here, so you can see the colors I am using. And again, let's go for the light parts. I'm going to mix it a little bit with the yellow to give again this nice sunshine, yeah, effect. So it's green with the light green with yellow, and with this one I go for the light parts. Yeah, so the light is from here, so this part is in the light, also is the top of the stick, and then we're going to have some also highlight here of the leaf. Yeah, maybe it's I can do some also light sticks. Yeah, because later cover it in dark, it's no problem. So I can leave some light parts, let's say, in advance. Yeah. So I can, again, a little bit of white, and I'll leave this upper point, maybe also my highlight on the leaf, I make it lighter. And then I go just directly with the green, with the light green I have. And then later I'm gonna do the, yeah, so if it looks a bit pale, yeah, it's mixing a little bit of with my white. but it's okay, I'll correct it. Yes, and again, I've started doing leaf details before. Yeah, here I can go directly maybe with some darker. Can take also more thin brush if you want. Here I have one prepared, but here I do some little shadow, something darker. Yeah. Playing a little bit, and then again I will wait till it's dry, and then I can do touches, retouches. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. We'll do a little bit darker here. Yeah, otherwise it looks a little bit kind of. So maybe some lines. Shadow. What color shall we do the shadow? Yeah, it's always advisable not to take black. Yes, because it just makes dirty. So with the minimum of colors I have, I will try to take this dark brown, and I will mark here the shadow. Yeah, if it's too dark, I will lighten it later. Yeah, and you know, the darkest shadow is under the object, where the object is touching the table, and then it gets lighter and lighter. Yes, now here I took just, yeah, and also the shadows, it's good to do quickly without too much, moving too much brush, and it looks a bit cleaner, yeah, it doesn't look so muddy. But of course it's tempted to move brush again and again. Yeah, here a little bit. How it feels? Nice. I want to do a little bit more darker on the, yes. Again, I put just a little bit dark, and I clean my brush and I wipe it so it's not too wet, so it's not taking paint off, but it's just kind of. Yes, and again, you see, now the reflection is jumping out. So what I do, I just cover it with a layer of brown, and I'm not scared, I'm just cover it. I'm not scared it's gonna disappear. Yeah, now the paint here is moving because it's all wet. I need to wait till it dries a bit, but that's the trick. You halfway close your eyes and you check, is there anything jumping out from your shadow? If it is, the thing you do is just bravely take the color and cover it with the, here I try to do a bit of texture of the tangerine. But don't forget the falling shadows of the leaf. Yeah, otherwise it's now missing something. I take smaller brush in here. Now go into my brown. Why I should take it just. And yes, so you look how it looks in real object when you have one. When you don't, you invent. But if you invent something, it should look believable. Yes. Yes, and again, where the leaf is, then I put darker, then it goes, the shadow fades a little bit out. Yes, and then I also don't forget the shadow here. This way then. Very nice. Yes, I also take darker green. I want maybe my darker green mix a little bit with brown. Yes, I want it a bit darker. Yes, again, I'm not taking so. Yeah, I make my brush a little bit more wet when I want to do these thin lines of brush. Yes, and I'm kind of moving my brush in the air, and in some points it's going to touch the paper, yeah, and create a thin line. So here I'm going to play a bit more darker, kind of connected. Yes, also maybe here, shadow of, yeah, maybe from the start one could do brown there. Yes, and you come back to the places that need to be darkened up. That's a bit too much. Yeah, one can also then play with the background. Yes, of course, we are creating this colorful background for the new year. But what I like to do is to create some nice, you know, the classic art. The classic art background in some nice tones. Yeah, here I got pure, yeah, a little bit. Okay, let's say it with the time how I feel. If it's gonna be too light or not. Too light or not. Yeah. Now I also feel that my tangerine is kind of squeezed. Yes, I would like to put it a bit more on top. So it means I want this dark shadow to be, yeah, a bit longer till the point. There's some point there. Let's see if it works. Yeah, so something like this. And then maybe, not really, it's probably just the shape I've created it a bit kind of sitting, but okay. It's lazy tangerine. Why not? More here. touch-ups here. Nice, I like it. Yeah, here again, the highlight of the leaf is jumping a bit too much. I'm just gonna cover it. Yeah, that's what I mean. I just take some tone and just bravely go on top. Yes, and it changes. I'm gonna clean this up. Yeah, if you're quick, everything can be cleaned. Also be sure your brush is clean as well. Yeah. Okay, I'm messing up with the leaf. Yeah, right. I will wait till it's dry to work on it again a little bit more. All right, what I was meaning about the background. Let's create something light and neutral. Yes. So let's take pink and white. Here I take some white. Take pink. A bit more. Yeah, and I have my brush kind of watery. Yes, and then I can just I can put something, and then I just and also play with the water. Yeah, somewhere a little bit darker. I can also work with the napkin. Yes, if I want. Oh. And again, a bit more water on my. Yes, here I'm not worried because I'm gonna be creating this colorful. Yeah, but I like it because it also saves, as it's light tone, it saves a bit light space around, like here you see. Yes, then I have here light around, and then I go all crazy colorful around, but then it's not interfering. It's like a safe space for the tangerine to stay in the party of colors. All right, yeah. Yeah, of course I'm careful. Here I'm somewhere going up, and as it's white, covers my dark tones, makes it more light. I don't want it. So it's jumping out. You see, again, my reflection is jumping out. I just take some brown and I go on top. If, in this case, I lose the reflection, just what I do, I go and make my main object shadow darker. Yes, like this. I get back this reflection. Yes. And once again, why we need this reflection? Let's say, something complicated, I don't understand it, I'll just skip it. Yes, you can skip it, but that's the thing that we do all these rules So our objects look 3D on 2D paper. Yes, you can try to paint tangerine without all these things, but it will be just a plain, yes, just plain spot. Yes, it's like in computer, you just create a circle and that's it, right? And then again, if you get wrong and you create differently, yes, imagine your light is coming from here, but you put the shadow here. Maybe not at once, but the people will be looking like, something is wrong. Yes, of course, those who paint and know the rules, they'll say, oh, but you put the shadow in the wrong place. Yes, but those people who don't paint and just appreciate and look at art as it is. Okay, I'm already messing here with my shadow, making it too dark. Yeah, now, oh, okay. Yeah, that's the rule. Know when to stop. Okay, yeah. Know when to stop. Okay, let's go for colorful stuff. And then we'll see if I want to do some touch-ups of tangerine a bit more. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to stop when one wants to. Yeah, nice, okay. So all these abstract funny parts, believe me or not, you still have to plan it. Yes, it's not that really just messing around. Again, the same is starting with the drawing. We start from light to dark. Here I also suggest we put some light parts. Yes, this nice clear yellow. Yeah, we can put it even more in some parts, and then on top we do some dark strokes. Yeah, I imagine you know why it's good to do this way. Yeah, because otherwise we create all dark. You can also use palette knife. Yes, it's I like it because you can get some parts that you can never get with the brush. Yes, so I take here some dark yellow. Let's try. Yeah, now it should be the fun experimental part. Here we played by the rules. Yeah, here we try to be more creative, but still we remember some rules. Otherwise we will have to. All right, so if the light goes from here and falls there, depends where I want my light parts to leave. Now let's nice. Yeah, something. Yeah, so here it touches my. Yeah, what I can do, I always like to help myself with the brush for the palette knife. So I did the strokes, and I take clean brush a little bit with the water. I can just maybe blend some shadows, but not all of them. Yeah, just a little bit maybe. Yeah, some lines is good to leave. Yeah, also very important to remember how colors are mixing. In this case, I love this mix of yellow and pink. Yes, the pink within the background, because it goes into this peachy. Yeah, so I'm even now kind of even coloring instead of this cold peachy color, it turns pink, it turns into warm peachy color. Yeah, nice, it love it. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what else we can do. Okay, we have, yeah, like the wall and something horizontal. Yeah, maybe something a bit darker. Yeah, so maybe not this, but maybe something darker yellow. Yeah. Just lines. Yeah, then later maybe they will become. Maybe also here we can create some light, just like a feeling of the table. And we're there. Yes. Nice. All right, all right. Let's go for some dark pink. And then we can move to blue. Dark pink and blue will turn into purple. Yeah, and this will be good. And then we can add maybe some detail. So I clean my palette knife. And what I said, dark pink. Then I'll go with this pink and red. Let's get some space to mix. Maybe too red, maybe too pink. Let's see. Yeah, but now it's already not too much. Maybe just some strokes, some here to see how it goes. Look, nice effect. It was wet there. So it started kind of, yeah, I will go and do like this. I will take my clean brush and put some water in there. And let's see if then it can kind of, nice. The secret is when you touch somewhere and you don't like it, don't go again. Yes, there, just stop, don't make it more. All right, horizontal here. Yeah, you see, I'm going carefully. Oh, a bit too much, maybe. A bit maybe too colorful. Right, yeah. And again, I take my brush and can maybe blend it out a bit. Yeah, also maybe take off something. Yeah, that's, I like to work this way because then I have control of the palette now. I mean, of course I use it uncontrollably, but then I correct. Yeah, and here, of course, I use a lot of water now. So it's good if your paper is water resistant. Or maybe I can, yeah, like this. I can also, I have yellow left. So if I'm unhappy with some results, I kind of go the opposite way and but still I let a little bit play and get messy. Yeah, for those ones of you who are more brave and not afraid to ruin the drawing, because let's say later, I can get a new one. Yeah, but as a story, if you spend time doing this, this accurate, yeah, light and shadow rules, tangerine, and then you ruin it with some strokes of palette knife. All right, yeah, we kind of now here avoided illuminated white paper, so it's all now covered more or less in white paper now. Yeah, time for some blue, and also for this some dots. Yeah, maybe even now I can, since I have this, explain the story. What's also good in this, I can mix it with some white, and then my dots are not just plain parts again. Yeah, you see, if I make them all just one color of this pink, then they look a bit too plain. Yes, so that's just the story of art. You have to go and play this. Yes, maybe somewhere here. Yeah, maybe a bit. Should have also thought a bit more on. Yeah, also somewhere I blend off. Okay, let's go for blue, and then it will be a bit more clear. Yeah. Blues, blues, blues. Let's find some space on my palette. Got all messy. All right, just 2 seconds, I'll get more napkins. All right, I'm back. And as promised, we go for blue. So I have light blue. And again, I suggest to start with light, go to dark to do some touch-ups. Yeah, also sit back and look how it feels. Feels too light here, yes, like under the, but I don't want to go with the, yeah, so I kind of unite it here. Yeah. Like this. Yeah, so here. Yeah, just so it's not a bit jumping out this white spot. Very shadowy. So I can go even maybe a bit more on. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. Play safe, play safe. So I know already this gouache, and I know that this light blue mixes nice with this pink. It gets very nice purple color. But if I take this dark blue, it's not black, it's dark blue, and I mix it with the red, it just gets dirty brown color. Yeah, and we want here to be all nice and pretty. So I have my pile of pink, and I will add just to the corner of it some blue. Let's see some here. Now you can always correct it with some white, yeah, making it lighter. Yes, and again, so I'll take some palette knife, although it's not enough paint in there, but let's start. Just take all what I got for now. Just see. But I wanted to start with the blue. Yeah, but I started with the color. Yeah, be careful with the yellow, because purple with yellow, if you remember the color wheel are opposite colors, it means they create something gray. Camera, focus. All right, focus. Yeah, so no, I'll move to blue first. Yeah, although this purple looks nice, but I want some blue first. So, and then in this case, I can go directly. Maybe if I get wet. Yeah. All right, yeah. Yeah, so here if I'll be doing, and then I can again blend a bit with my clean watery brush, and then it should turn a little bit into purplish, yeah, kind of mix. So as you see, doing abstract is also, it's not just throwing paints. I mean, you can do this, but then you will have to be very lucky to get nice results. Of course, it's again, it's the same, it's planning. And maybe I want it a bit more. Yeah, it's also planning and avoiding making dirt and so on and so on. Okay. Okay, now I did a bit here, a bit too dark, yeah, because it's light side, and I made it dark there. Yeah, it's all because of talking, talking too much. So I just take some. Yeah, this is already going messy. It's always beautiful when it's just few strokes and clean. Yes, but I'll make it lighter, and then I'll go on top. Yeah, a bit later with some. But it's also just kind of leave it. Yes, don't go ruining. Yeah, it's always when it's going bad, just stop it. It's the golden rule. Yeah, going also a little bit kind of messy on top of the tangerine is also good. Yeah, so it's not, doesn't stay kind of in the core, in the just center, yeah, just like separated. Yeah, we should also integrate. Yeah, as you see, I'm going carefully with yeah, for the center because it's yellow, and now I'm gonna go with blue. It's gonna turn in green. Maybe that's not what I really want. Yeah. So let's see what we can do. Yes. What I can do, I can play a little bit with the circles. It can help me a little bit to. And again, if I put just blue ones, yeah, it looks a little bit too plain. Yeah, I'll have to put on top a little bit of light or dark, yeah. Okay. A little bit maybe. Yeah, create some highlights as well. Yeah, that's a little bit. You can also smash it. Yes. Yeah. So I go here with some, yeah, I want there a little bit some darker, but yeah, so I go with this, something of this purple. Yeah, also now using this a bit dry brush stuff. Yeah, when the brush is dry and you have paint on it, then it creates this. Here, yes, some of these balls I try to hide, yeah, not to create a bit too even. Yeah, but at this moment I have to be very careful to save this yellow. It's light and bright, clean. Yeah, so not to lose it. Of course, I can go and do more yellow stuff over here, maybe. Yeah, but at this point, one has to be careful not to mess it. Yeah, and make it all dark. Something like this. Yeah. Yes, of course, one should try to play with the clean, nice colors, good combinations. From there and there, you do some dark touch-ups, yeah, with the dry brush better. Okay, I started liking it. Yeah, here it looks as if it's on the stage, maybe. Oh, nice, that's a nice name. A performance of the Tangerine. He's doing stand-up comedy. Why not? So, what I'm trying to do some just some lines on Tangerine, yes, so it's not too, the leaf not too boring. Yeah, but again, yeah, if it's highlight jumping out. Also, all these details, feel free to make them bigger than they are in real life. It will only look better on your painting. Yes. So a little bit lying, even if you try to do realistic art, is acceptable. Yes. Yeah, and now here we're trying to do some realistic mixed with some abstract background. Yeah, I'm trying to do also too much. And make it notice this connection. Also, you have to learn which parts of your painting are, as you call them, sweet. Yeah, points with the ones you win, and you should use them. Yes, like this shadow and yeah, some connection parts. So it's all right. Yeah, it's also important to stop. It's also important to stop. Maybe I will experiment with a little bit white and yellow. Feels I want a little bit some lighter, yeah, to kind of lighten up an area. Yes, and then again I correct a bit where it's needed. Yeah, so it worked. It worked. Why? Because it was dry and I had enough of paint on my brush. Yes. then it kind of just covers the layer. Let's see if it works also a bit here. Yeah, a bit more lighten up. Really nice mix, yellow and pink. Try it out. Oh, this peachy, warm peachy. Perfect. All right, I will not mess anymore. Let's see what we got. I hope you enjoyed, yeah, repetition of some theory of this light and shadow. Light goes from here, we have highlight, we have light part, starts the shadow part, it's dark, reflection is always a bit lighter than the own shadow, this object shadow, but it's never lighter than, sorry for using my finger, it's never lighter than the light part itself. And then we have falling shadow, that the main rule is it's darker under the object. Right. So. Oh. Yeah, thinking of tape is always one of the favorite parts. Okay. Very nice. Doesn't look so bad. Yes, can cut it out, can make smaller frame, depends how big is the envelope. Yeah, and the New Year's card is ready as a gift. Yeah, so like my video, if you enjoyed the lesson, if you learned something new, leave any comments. Maybe if I got somewhere wrong, just let me know. I'll be very happy to hear. Bye-bye.